These are 25 underrated places you've probably forgot existed, but they do, so I recommend you to visit them in 2025. This video will also include the prices of these places, as well as what to bring to survive there. Let's get started with a well-known one, and that is the Hang Song Dong Cave. This cave is the world's biggest cave. It is over 5 miles long, and it is tall enough to have a skyscraper inside or a plane, and it even has its own jungle and river. And the tickets can be quite expensive, but trust me, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Next is Tristan da Cunha. It is the most isolated place of humanity because it is 3,000 kilometers away from anything. It is closer to penguins than people. However, people actually live there. There are 245 people, and you can visit them because they have special places for guests. However, there's a big however. To get there, you can only go by boat, and it would take you 10 days from South Africa. So you should be well equipped if you go there. The next one is the Door to Hell in Turkmenistan. It is a 230-foot wide fiery pit burning since the 1970s, and it is half a football field of eternal flame. So here are some images, and you can imagine how it is like to be there. You can go there with a taxi, and it's like $25 one way, but you can also take a tour, which is more expensive. It's $150 per day, but it's worth it. The next one is the Catatumbo lightning in Venezuela. You've probably heard of this place, and here a lightning slams down 180 times an hour, 10 hours a night, half the year. That is crazy. And make sure you bring the earplugs with you and have a prayer. Next is the Sailing Stones in Death Valley, USA. These are basically rocks that slide across the desert, and this is caused by some phenomenon which combines ice and wind magic and makes this possible. It's quite pointless, but at the same time it's kind of captivating to see rocks move by themselves from time to time. This will cost you 20 euros just to get in the park, but keep in mind this is Death Valley, so 56 degrees. The next one is the Boiling River in Peru, and as the name suggests, this is the perfect place for instant noodles or instant regret. Obviously, you are not allowed to swim in this. It's 93 degrees Celsius on average. A ticket is approximately $50, but you also have to get to Peru. Speaking of Peru, if you go to Peru, you should also go to the Nazca Lines. The Nazca Lines are massive desert sketches which are only visible from above. So to see them, you either need a drone or a plane. And a flight with a plane costs $100, so it's not really that expensive. If you are in Europe, you probably know the Schengen freedom. Basically, there are no borders in between countries and you can go to other countries. Well, Belgium and Netherlands have a very interesting border. It's in Barle, and it's basically just a border that is in between houses. And the fun fact about this is that in the Netherlands, the legal age of drinking is 18, but in Belgium, it's 16. So sometimes people which are over 16 but not 18 from the Netherlands go to Belgium, take some alcohol, and come back. Needless to say, it is a fun experience to just walk on the border. Now we're gonna head up to Turkey, and there we have the Derinkuyu underground city. This is an ancient bunker city which can hold 20,000 people at once, and it was a subterranean hideout from invaders back in the day. So it is a claustrophobe's nightmare, but if you know history, then it's a dream for you. And the best fact is that this is only $10 for entry. So you just need a flashlight with you and you're good to go. The next place is in Spain. It's kind of similar, and it's called the Setenil de las Boqueras. And this place has homes which are jammed under cliffs, as you can see in this image. So there are rocks as roofs of houses. And what you need to bring is just a helmet, a camera, and happiness. And the average cost of this, of course, it's free to visit. You just have to find the place. Now we go in the middle of nowhere to Australia, to Coober Pedy. This is a town where people live underground because it's super hot outside. It is 120 Fahrenheit. If you want to go in with a vehicle, it would cost you $9 to get in, but that's just the parking, so that's why. You can go by foot, but I'm telling you again, this is in the middle of nowhere. And besides underground homes, this city also has churches, mines, museums, and shoppings and so much. And besides that, there's even stargazing there. Like, you can see the stars without any light pollution. It's crazy, you should visit it. The next one, we're going to China now, and there we have the Rainbow Mountains. You've probably seen these images on Instagram so many times, but you never knew where they are, so they are in China. This is the perfect place to hike, to take photos, and the entry is just $2, so very, very worth it. Peru also has its own Rainbow Mountains, and the big advantage compared to China is that you can actually hike on them. There are 8 kilometers of these mountains to hike on, and you can even rent a horse. It's only $20 per round trip. So I think this is also a great place to take into consideration. If you want to go to a remote place, you should visit Supai Village in Arizona, USA. It is hidden in the Grand Canyon, and it is only accessible by foot, mule, or helicopter. So there's no cars. You have to hike 9 miles to get there, but then you would see waterfalls like Havasu Falls, and then you would actually see the village. If you want to stay there for 3 days, it would cost you $455, but this is American standards. The next place is Les Somarenses in Brazil, and it is a desert with lagoons. So it looks like a desert, but during the rainy season, it actually fills with blue lagoons. And so you can swim in those lagoons. You can ride different vehicles, and you can just have fun. It's only 50 euros per person. So make sure you bring some sandals, you bring a swimsuit, and bring some fun. If you somehow end up in Northern Ireland, then you should visit the Giant's Causeway. That is a place where there are 40,000 hexagonal basalt columns formed by volcanic activity, and this is how it looks. It looks so cool. Of course, this is free if you walk, you just have to pay for parking. And yeah, make sure you have some good shoes because you can very easily just slip. Back to Nevada, USA now, there is even another place called the Fly Geyser. So here there's actually a rainbow-colored geyser that formed accidentally during a well drilling project. And nature was like, hold my beer, and they created this. So to visit this, you should go on a guided tour because that's the only way. Obviously, you can't just go there and touch it, but it's not that expensive. It's only $40. If you want to see The Last of Us or Call of Duty in real life, then you should go to Hashima Island in Japan. It is basically nicknamed as a battleship island, and it just has ruins because it's been long gone. To get there, you just go by boat from Nagasaki. It's $30, and you can see the ruins with your own eyes. This is Jinki Pamaraha in Madagascar. I don't think there's any explanation to this. You can just look this with your own eyes. So you can hide carefully, you can cross hanging bridges, you can spot lemurs, and all of this is just for $8. We go back to USA, and now in Arizona we have the Antelope Canyon. One of the Windows 11 wallpapers was inspired from this place, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It is a narrow sandstone slot canyon with stunning light beams. So it is a photographer's dream, and you can only go there with a guided tour. There's no individual entry because it can be very crowded. So the prices are from $50 to $100. Please bring a camera because you're gonna flex to your friends. But that's the video for today. If you guys want a specific video on continents or countries, please let me know in the comments. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.